Coach Deion Sanders getting ready for his first full season as Jackson State head coach, opening the season a week from Sunday against Florida A&M in the Orange Blossom Classic, which returns for the first time in over 40 years. They're going to play it at the home of the Dolphins, Hard Rock Stadium in South Florida. Jackson State abbreviated spring season, but Coach Sanders with a winning record in that abbreviated season at 4-3. And we want to now welcome in the head coach of Jackson State. Proud to be a part of the HBCU. Coach Deion Sanders, we're going to get to that new documentary series that you have on Barstool coming up in just a second, Coach, but want to get to the here and now. How you feeling? I mean, you're about 10 days out now from your first full season, fans in the stands and everything. What's going through your mind?
I'm feeling a lot better than I did when I got here in the spring. We're in the midst of the pandemic, really hadn't met my team, the coaches gelling and blending. No one really is on campus. You don't know what the capacity of the game is going to be. And it was a lot of confusion. Now, you know, you've had a whole off season to train. You had a whole spring to evaluate. Now the fall camp has been wonderful. The kids just started school Monday. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm just ready to get it on now.
You're evaluating your kids, and I don't mean just your players, but your actual kids. You have two of them on the team. They both transferred in, and they couldn't play for you in the spring. So how are things going with Shedeur and Shiloh? What should we expect from them this fall?
So, Bernie, Shedeur, the quarterback, just left, sitting here in my office just moments ago, just talking about today's practice and new slang that I was just asking what was this terminology that I'm reading in comments on social media. And he was telling me, I got to get hip, Dad. You're a coach now. You got to understand our language, you know. Then my son, the oldest one that's here, Shiloh, came in Monday, his first day on campus, and he was like, oh my God, Dad, it is heaven here. It's unbelievable. The girls are beautiful. I'm son, you're here for education and to play football, okay? And the girls, things are way down the street. Yeah, but Dad, is different here than it was in South Carolina. So they remind me that I'm still Dad. Although I try to negate that because I'm not, there's no dad ball here, there's no favoritism here, but they let you know I'm still Dad.
Yeah, and I'm sure you remind them that while you're Dad away from the facility, you're the head coach there at the facility. Now, you mentioned one of your sons, Shiloh, coming in from South Carolina. You've said that you had Power 5 interviews. You knocked them out of the park. You probably could have gone there, but that God called you to Jackson State in the HBCU. What were you called there to do specifically, you think?
Level the playing field, challenge status quo, bring resources, expose things that need to be exposed, but give these kids the attention, love, and compassion that they need. I mean, oftentimes HBCUs are underfunded and overlooked. I can help with that. I can help with the relationships that I have, and I can help with the exposure that I have to bring the eyeballs and the necessary eyeballs and the pivotal eyeballs that we need. But we got to win. We got to win. We got to bring attention. We got to allow these kids to just get an opportunity at their dream. That's all they want, an opportunity.
You've said that you want to change the landscape there. You want to take HBCUs to the next level, not just your program at Jackson State, but the whole thing, which you say have been overlooked and underfunded. When you look into the future at what you want to accomplish, what is that next step that we can see HBCUs taking?
Well, we got a lot of folks around that you're here, but are you here? Like, you need to be where your feet are. You can't have a job for a momentous amount of time and not provoke change. We got to change some things, and change is oftentimes uncomfortable. Change is oftentimes not accepted, not embraced whatsoever, but I'm a product of change. I'm a conduit of change. Everything I've attached myself to in life has provoked change. And that's why I'm here, not just for Jackson State, but the entire HBCUs, FCS, and furthermore. I love what I do, and I do what I love. And I'm in the moment. I'm not really looking down the street. I'm looking to dominate today in today's moment that God has given me.
We're going to be seeing a lot of you this fall, not just on national TV playing football games, but also during commercial breaks of other college football games. You spent some time with Nick Saban, maybe the greatest football coach of all time, yes, shooting some commercials. What were you able to learn from him?
first of all, I want to thank Aflac for giving me the opportunity. They've been helping HBCUs and our culture for quite some time, and it's gone undocumented but not unprecedented. And just being on the set with Coach Saban for a couple of days, and I took a few of my staff members with me to meet with his staff members and glean from them. But just I learned so much, just the subtle things he said, just the subtle approaches that he responded to was phenomenal. One of his coaches, assistant head coach, by the way, came down to my coach's seminar that I had at my home, Coach Charles Kelly. It was phenomenal. They are committed and submitted to winning in every facet of their program, not just what you see on the field, but the grounds crew, the dietary needs, the training room, the equipment staff. Everybody's committed to excellence, and that's something that we want to, and we have a desire to echo.
Coach Prime, can't have you on here this time of year without talking about the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure you get questions all the time about them. I mean, when you were there, one of the best defenders in Cowboys history, you had a great defense. That's the one thing that our experts are saying is going to hold them back this season. I mean, how far can this team go with that defense?
It's something to see it on paper, but it's another thing to see it perform. We're praying that Dak Prescott picks up to be Dak Prescott of the old before he was rewarded his handsome salary that he well deserved. We're praying that Zeke is back to the former Zeke. We're praying that offensive line can resume themselves, but I don't believe that, because you're not going to be able to run block successfully and do the pass blocking that you did last year. Something's going to give. One or the other going to give. I would rather them feature Zeke a lot more, and him. I see his body type. He's refocused, rededicated. Not that he wasn't. I can't wait to see that. But defensively, I feel like you still have some holes. You can't fix that in an off season. That's too expeditious. I mean, you would have to get everyone out and change the philosophies as well as the personnel. That's a hard, tough, quick fix. But you know what heals that is a consistent running game. It plays a world of difference in that defense if you could control the clock by running the football.
Still the favorites to win the NFC East, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to go far in the postseason. But Cowboys fans always have hope. Jerry Jones always gets them to that level.
That's man, one of the best owners I've ever had. Arguably the best owner and a dear friend, a man who's committed and dedicated to winning. He
always
really
has
is.
Cowboys front and center on everybody's minds, even if they're not expected to win a Super Bowl. Hey, put yourself back into the body you had, not just the body, but the skills that you had 30 years ago, right? In the NFL right now, who's one receiver that you would really want to go up against for 60 minutes?
It wasn't like that. I didn't think like that. I didn't think like that. I thought more of, where would I want to play at? You know, I would want to play in that beautiful Cowboy Stadium. I would want to play in the new stadium in Vegas, LA. I would want to just light up those stadiums, man. I didn't care about the opponent. I was way past that mentally and emotionally, intellectually. I thought about just putting on for those thousands and thousands of people in those stadiums, not just the one guy that I'm going against, because I'm going to handle him. He's going to be more concerned about me than I'm going to be about him. That was my mindset, and that's the mindset that I'm trying to impregnate here at Jackson State.
It's a Hall of Fame mindset, why you were one of the best players in NFL history. Coach Sanders, we do want to get to what we're about to see on Barstool Sports coming up in just a few days. Is it like a Hard Knocks type of camera setup they have for you this year?
Well, there's cameras everywhere. There's cameras in my office right now filming this. There's cameras everywhere. The kids, it took a couple, I'd say about 3 days for them to get used to the enormity of the cameras and the cameras being everywhere and follow them everywhere. But they got used to it, and they don't act. They don't put on for cameras. They just are themselves. The coaches did a phenomenal job, but more so just to bring light and to shed light on what we're trying to accomplish here. The documentary platform was tremendous, is tremendous. We're filming right now for season 2. And when you say level the playing field is one thing, but we got to show you what we're talking about. We got to show you why we needed a new practice field. We got to show you why we needed an adjacent field, new equipment, new helmets and the relationships that we've afforded to bring those in, and the wonderful people like Walmart and the Aflacs and the Under Armours and the Zenith helmets and the Rodales that has helped us become who we are. It's not easy. You got to wear several hats when you're at a HBCU, and there's nothing wrong with that. And God has equipped me to wear those hats, and I'm not complaining. But my job is, man, to prepare these kids for life, to get them prepared for the next levels of life, whether that's professional football or being a professional.
Sounds like you've already helped to make some of those changes in just the, 10, 11 months that you've been there with the practice field. You used to have to, drive 15 minutes, 20 minutes away to go to the practice field. Now it's right there. Looking forward to Coach Prime, which premieres on Barstool Sports Sunday night, 6-part series. Coach Deion Sanders of Jackson State, we're looking forward to seeing what you can do this season, first full season as head coach.
Man, I appreciate you for the time. I appreciate you for the love, and I appreciate you for the platform, man. This helps us all. God bless you, my man.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.